Welcome to another day in the Matrix, waters above crypto. I'm sending you all love and high vibrations this weekend. Today's video, I'll be doing a quick update before our weekly close, and since tomorrow the New York Stock Exchange will be closed for the unholy day, we can expect some interesting price action for the crypto market over the next couple of days. And I'll be going over some of the charts to show you what I'm expecting to see for crypto next week as we enter the 27th week of the year. If you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, Numerology, and Astrology to understand these markets. Feel free to subscribe, turn on the bell notification to stay updated on when new videos come out, and make sure to give this video a like and share this channel with other conscious people to help grow this community. And for those of you that want to learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, you can join my mastermind course. My email is in the description to get in contact with me for access to the course. Later today, I'll be uploading my weekly Red Pill episode number 14, my technical analysis podcast I do for the Patreon supporters of the mastermind community. In this week's episode, I'll be going over Quant, Anchor, Telcoin, Algorand, Compound, and a couple other projects. So just a reminder, the new month has started on Patreon. If you've been waiting to join, you can visit patreon.com/watersabove to sign up for the Mastermind Community membership. You'll get instant access to my exclusive Patreon posts, all of my weekly Red Pill episodes, our community Discord group chat, and get live updates to see what I'm personally buying in this market. And of course, we'll be doing the Gematria Masterclass this month, starting with our first decode of our favorite CCP coin, VeChain. And with that being said, let's take the red pill. Look at this guy stumbling. Okay, so we're going to start this one out with a little bit of decoding. So, of course, tomorrow will be the 27th week of the year. I've been talking about this number 27 quite a bit. The biggest reason is because the number 27 comes back to Jupiter. But as we can see here, the new moon is also going to be next week. And of course, new moon equals 27. Another great thing about this new moon is that we have the 9936, and it looks almost as if we're getting perfect matches with Jupiter. So we're getting the 993690, and as you could see right here, we could see new moon 993690, and then we're getting the 27 in Chaldean. Like in new moon, we're getting that 27 as well. So I believe that this upcoming week is going to be a very powerful week. So again, this also matches Bitcoin because we have that 36 like Bitcoin with the 36 and then that 27. So everything is as above, so below, mirrored. Another thing that's really interesting is tomorrow is the 7-5 date numerology, July 5th, and we're getting that 75 in cryptocurrency, right? And then, of course, that's 78 coming up later in the week, which is the day before the new moon. Really amazing to see how these numbers are all coming into play, and I believe that this month of July is going to be a very interesting month in cryptocurrency. So really quickly though, we have the date of July 6th, which will be like 7-6, which 76 comes back to Ripple, and of course Ripple also has that 27 in Chaldean. So you have the 7-6 date numerology on Tuesday in the 27th week of the year. And then, of course, Nakamoto gives us that 27. So the creator being Satoshi Nakamoto, and of course the 27 coming back to Saturn, like Satoshi. Anything that starts with Sat comes back to Saturn, like the day of Saturn would be Saturday. So it's going to be a very interesting week. And the 27, the reason why it's powerful is because it's the sum of 999. So the 999 angel number. So that's how we're going to start this one out today. Let's head into the charts. And I have something very special for you guys. I just found this out today as I was making this video, and I was really excited to share it. So We'll just scroll into what we're seeing locally, which would be this blue trend line, the light blue trend line, which started back on this beginning of the collapse of the cryptocurrency market. We got 1 touch point, 2 touch point, 3 touch point. We got a little bit of resistance on it the other day, but then today it does look like we've completely cleared it. We had a daily close yesterday, and today we're quite above it. And then we're also seeing this white trend line become a little bit of a clearance as well. So this trend line is really powerful because it started all the way back on February 21st, and as of today that's about 133 days, 130 day plus resistance, and it's finally looking like we're gonna start to see some closures, and if this closure today is above this white line, which you can see we're above at this moment, this will be a weekly closure above this white trend line, which has been a noticeable resistance. We had a little fake out shakeout here, but again, that came back into that blue trend line. That was also quite important. So if we remember how this all went, we had our all-time high, then we had a very significant dip, and then a bull trap. The bull trap was indicative of a lower low, and it had a crash from top to bottom. If we measure from approximately there to the wick low that we've seen a couple days, it was 56% actually. So on most charts, when you measure this from the all-time high down to the recent wick lows on the 22nd of June, we get that 56. And that 56 comes back to BTC, the ticker, and it also comes back to Society of Jesus, okay? And I've been going over this time and time again. So if you're new here on the channel, definitely go back and watch the older videos. You're going to see who's controlling this financial sector. It's not just the Jesuits, it is also the club, the brotherhood, the Illuminati, New World Order, whatever you want to call them. But they are a team of people, and their bloodline goes back to Sumerian times. So what we're getting right now is noticing all these ritual numbers, like a 56% total pullback. Classic. Okay. And since then, when we got this bottom on the 22nd, I was very adamant about calling it the bottom for XRP at that 51 cent at the 15 date numerology. Really happy with that call. I'll be getting into XRP a little bit later in this video, but the focus of today is this arc that we're seeing. This arc actually goes all the way back to October 7th. Okay, so I'm going to get into that in a moment, but just look at how close we are to this arc. We are about 2% away. If we were considering today's daily candle, we're about 2% away, and tomorrow even less than that. And as the days progress, as we get closer throughout the 27th week of the year, we are basically going to be hitting into this for the first time since back at the start of that bull trap where we had the bigger correction. So here's what's really interesting about this. So this chart resistance going back from all the way on October 7th, this is where it gets crazy, to today, the 4th of July, is 270 days. Like the 27th week of the year, coming back into the beginning of our decode with this video, this 27 number. Of course, when you're doing numerology or when you're doing any decoding, you're removing these zeros. So we have the 2727, and then Bitcoin equaling 72. As above, so below. This is really crazy because tomorrow would be the official 270th day since October 7th, and that would probably be the day that we break through it. So if we broke through this firmament dome on the 27th week of the year at the start, exactly 270 days from where this started, and you could see right here how perfect this resistance was starting on October 7th. It is perfect all these days. We saw it, and then we have all the way up here, we hit it, and then again hit it, again hit it, and then the bull trap, which led to the correction. This is a massive amount of trading that we've had resistance on. 270 days, almost a full year that we've had on this arc resistance. This is probably the most important Bitcoin chart at this time. It is probably the most important Bitcoin chart that you're seeing at all in everyone's analysis. And that's not me toting anything. It's just me showing you the significance of something that a lot of people are overlooking. A lot of people right now in the technical analysis community are discussing $20,000 Bitcoin, or they're discussing a pi cycle top, or they're talking about short-term Wyckoff accumulation cycles. Again, you could go back and watch my first video around September or October, and you could see we were talking about Wyckoff all the way back then. It's just started to become a craze for some interesting reason, and a lot of people are using it improperly. Now, I've been saying that we are not going to see a recovery until around the September timeframe, because when you use Wyckoff properly, what you do is you go from the new start of the trend to the break of the trend, and then you would go from the break of the trend all the way over the same amount of time. And that same amount of time would be August 26th. So when you have here from the break of resistance to the breakdown of support is 100 days, followed by from the breakdown of support over the same amount of time should be equal. And that is how Wyckoff actually works. You can't just be using these small term, Wyckoff schematics and have it, work out, because you're not using it properly, first and foremost. So the long and short of what I'm saying here is that I don't anticipate big, crazy changes in this market for crypto until we enter the September timeframe. Now, I've been saying that for a while here, but I do think this is really interesting how perfectly this firmament dome is coming into play. We have it starting on October 7th. Tomorrow would be 270 days since October 7th, and it will also be the start of the 27th week of the year. Now, one other thing that I think is really interesting is this word firmament, which I haven't actually done any decodes on, but this firmament coming back to the 45 and the 99, like Jupiter, right? With the 9945, which connects us back to the 27. So that firmament does connect us back to that 27 number. And another really amazing thing here is this firmament equals the 144. So of course the 144 was our all-time high, the 14th of April, which would be written 144. And ever since the last Bitcoin halving in May 2020, there are currently 144 blocks mined per day on the Bitcoin blockchain. And this is something that I'm taking into account for my overall end of the year prediction for Bitcoin. So before we move into the XRP charts, take a second to like this video. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Appreciate your support. Much love. So let's look at what's going on with XRP. I'm really happy seeing the way that XRP has chugged up from this 51 cent level. Again, it was pretty not really my style to go ahead on video and tell people that it is the bottom, but I felt really confident about that, and I'm glad I did so. Again, we could always see retests later on of lower lows. Anything's possible in this matrix, but for now, what I'm seeing on XRP is something very equivocal to the SEC dump, where essentially we had a crown top formation, a cascading event, quick buyback, and then a low, an absolute low, which had a huge liquidity event wick. Now, some people might be saying that's this event, but this crown top formation was different because it was much higher prices, meaning more liquidity, higher market cap, and also the amount of time that this crown top formation was longer. And this sell-off that we got was mostly due to retail. So with that being said, it is a structure that I believe we're somewhere right there. We're somewhere right there, and we're making our way onto having some sort of an exuberant buyback. And this would all make sense because of all the numerology and all the gematria that we have for XRP. So on the technical side of things, we got some bullish things going on. We are seeing the MACD maintain with a bullish posture on the daily, and we're seeing RSI ticking to the upside. RSI clearing the 50 level would make me a lot more confident, especially clearing the 48, because that would get us past this previous high, and that would definitely be a sign to me probably that we would need to get to the mid 80 cent range. So from a perspective of, let's remove these exponential moving averages, and let's also remove all this extra noise. And you can see we are actually getting nicely supported on the 8 simple moving average, and we do have these 200s ahead, the 200 simple and 200 exponential moving average. I suspect that we will probably see clearance of this 200 EMA pretty soon. At least sometime next week, I would anticipate closer to the new moon. Now, we do need to consider a little bit, though, that this is a very bearish looking chart. For one, we are below the 34 EMA, and that has been resistance. Now, I did mention before that the reason why these EMAs are all screwed up at this time is because of all the leverage in this market and all there's a massive amount of liquidity in this market moving around, particularly because of stable coins. And this is creating our lagging moving averages to be kind of inaccurate. But as a tool of learning proper technical analysis, you can actually on the fly do your best to get around some of these problems just by knowing what I just said. Be aware that there's a lot more leverage, there's a lot more liquidity, and there's a lot more on and off ramps for crypto than there ever has been before. Even for XRP, which is predominantly, suppressed, there is a lot of whale activity on very ritual dates, and we've shown you that time and time here on this channel using the Gematria code. So the one thing I do see to be pretty promising is this 200 on the 2-day is actually a really nice support. So we are seeing that this 200 exponential on the 2-day chart is a beautiful support for daily closes, and now we are flipping the 8 simple on the 2-day as a noticeable support as well. So that's a good thing. That's a confirmation of potential upside. We are definitely going to need to clear the 8 SMA on the 3-day. Now, this is a very bearish thing. This is a bearish cross, but because it's so narrow, there is possibility if we flip above this 236 fib, the 86-cent level, which I keep bringing up for XRP, we could see these stabilize and then eventually get that bullish cross back to the upside. I always talk about this 8 and the 55 simple moving averages crossing, and that creating massive moves in the market, or noticeable moves in the market at least. So we are getting a confirmed support here at these like mid 60 cent levels. It doesn't really seem to want to break below 60 cents, and clearing this previous wick high of 73 cents would be indicative of a move up to the 200 exponential. Clearing that, we'd probably start to see some wicks up into this white moving average, which is the 55 simple. That 55 simple is arcing down at a very fast rate, so I've been bringing it up that getting through this area of trading at the 90-cent level is definitely going to be quite a battle. But we've seen XRP do it. We've seen XRP put on 20% candles on a random day. People are saying, I don't know what the hell's going on, but we're over here on this channel showing you exactly why it's happening using Gematria. So we might be seeing a 76-cent XRP on July 6th because of the date numerology. That's only about a 10% move from where we're at currently, and that would actually create a micro uptrend because of surpassing this recent high on the 29th of June at 72 cents. It's possible. Anything's possible. And because of all this confluence we have with Ripple, for instance, with the 7/6, like July 6th, and the 27th week of the year starting tomorrow with the 7/6 date numerology within that date, it's highly likely. Again, that's not a prediction. That's just what I would expect to see with bullish momentum moving into the new moon. And there's not really a whole lot of resistance until we start getting into the mid 80-cent levels. 86 cent would be our next target to the upside because of the 86 and Ripple. And this is all around Ripple right now using this particular word in these ciphers. So anyways, gonna wrap this video up because I do want to make my red pill episode today. It's gonna be a longer episode. They're typically around 1 hour long. Lots of information, lots of nuggets in there. So if any of you are trying to join the mastermind course, you could go ahead and send me an email in the description or the pinned comment below. Mastermind course currently has over 100 video lessons, and I will be adding the Gematria Masterclass videos to that course as well. It's kind of my way of making the course even higher value for people that, might not have a credit card and can't use Patreon or whatever's going on with them, and they've supported me by purchasing the course already. Also, the Mastermind community is open for the month of July. By joining today, you'll get instant access to my new weekly Red Pill episode that I'll be posting today. Episode's going to be great. I'm really excited to look at the charts for Quant especially. It's one of those coins that's been getting a lot of buzz lately, so it'd be nice to jump in, have a non-biased look at it, and just see what I'm getting in the technicals. So enjoy the rest of your day in the Matrix. Much love.